The busy streets below were bathed in a golden glow as the sun sank low over New York City. There was a lot of clinking and joking at this hip restaurant, but at one table, everything was about to change drastically. Chrissy Lampkin, who was seated across from Jim Jones, gave him a determined but disgruntled look. The innumerable highs and lows the two had experienced seemed different from this moment. A darkness hung over what they were saying. Chrissy and Jim's mother were at an all-time high in their tension. "We must discuss your mother, Jim." Chrissy had a powerful yet calming voice. "She treats me disrespectfully at every turn, so I can't keep acting like everything is all right." Jim scratched the back of his neck and moaned. "Sure, but she's my mom too. You have to consider her point of view." Christ's gaze arched and pierced through. "The way she handles me, as well as your mother. She won't get enough support from this." Shards of unresolved emotions flew across the room as Jim's phone buzzed on the table. Jim's face tensed as he received the unpleasant-sounding text message from his mother. "She says you're creating issues in our family, and I'm shocked that she's reaching out to me at this time. That the show broke that I just want to be a part of your life, but your mother isn't letting me." The folks around Chrissy turned to listen as she spoke louder. Jim became upset. "You're at her throat all the time. Maybe if you only made an effort to comprehend her, things might be different." Someone showed up at the edge of their table before Chrissy could respond. Jim saw the rage burning in his mother's eyes. "Chrissy, I'm sick of your contempt. You act as though you might enter this place and take my son away." The tension broke like a tense thread. Chrissy answered, "Even if I'm not attempting to take him away from you, you still need to show me respect." The situation quickly got out of hand. Chrissy's remark, "You're going to let her talk to me like that," hung there like an invitation, but Jim got up to approach her. Jim's face twisted in conflict as he felt the pull of his mother's allegiances. "Mom, please," Chrissy was finished. She leaped from her chair, her rage exploding like flames. "We are unable to work as a result. In the middle of the commotion, you let her handle everything." Jim had had enough. He took a step forward, Chrissy, but his hand touched her out of intense need, hitting her face with such force that the diners became silent. There were gasps all around them. When Jim understood what he had just done, his heart raced and his eyes widened in shock. Chrissy was motionless, her face displaying pain, yet beneath the agony was a steely resolve. With tears in her eyes, she asked, "Is this who you are?" "You pushed her away from me." Jim's heart broke at that moment. Chris interrupted him even though he knew what would happen if he went on. She spoke slowly. "Jim, no. I won't get caught up in a romantic triangle with your mother. You have to make your own choices." She pivoted on her heel and left, but Jim remained where she was. Van was drawn in by the restaurant's quiet, and he felt the weight of what had happened. He was uncomfortable. Love, treachery, and loyalty are all mixed together. Jim recognized how important this was, and his heart started to race. Would he stand up for Chrissy or let their love be overshadowed by the ties of family loyalty? He did say yes when she proposed, but he knew that everything would change since he was going to have to pick a choice. The pair has yet to exchange vows. Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin in New York on December 13. Backstage at Barclays Center during Deuce-a-Palooza in New York City on December 13, 2019. Wire photo by Johnny Nunes at some point, it must cease. On the third season of VH1's Family Reunion Love and Hip Hop Edition in 2021, Chrissy Lampkin tells Jim Jones that she and her partner have been together for 18 years, although Lampkin seems to be past the concept of marriage. He asked her to marry him, but she abruptly declined. "You want me to be this crazy, loving cook, this, that, and the other, but when I come home, you're cold, mean, and distant," she said. During a heated argument, Jones admitted his wrongdoings for fear of being held accountable. "Since I'm the family's guy, I only know how to try to make money and support my family. I love you more than anything in this world could ever love you, so please don't think I'm being self-centered." Chrissy believes that even though it has been a lengthy journey, it will eventually come to a conclusion. Love and Hip Hop New York's most recent episode. In the most recent episode, Chrissy Lampkin talked about the reasons behind her and Jim's extended engagement. She also talked about making a comeback to the program after almost 7 years, stressing that the producers wanted to reconnect with her and return to the core of the show when they initially contacted her. She considered her partnership as she talked. She said, "We're in a good place with our relationship. I've always considered marriage to be the next logical step, but it's not for everyone. For now, we're all right." Since they started dating in 2004, Jim and Chrissy have encountered a number of difficulties. In 2016, Chrissy opened up about the difficulties their partnership has faced over the years. "What's the point of getting married before either of us is really ready?" she asked, defending her choice to keep dating her ex-fiancé. "Individuals move at different speeds. I'm here because I've made this decision not to go through a divorce." Love and Hip Hop has written a lot about their romance. The two will be featured in the upcoming season 10, which will premiere on VH1 on December 16. Prominently in a particularly famous episode, Chrissy abandoned Jim in New York and moved to Miami, which many fans saw as a turning point in their relationship. Jim took a brave step when he realized he would lose her and proposed to. In Miami, Chrissy did a fantastic job of trying to make up for what many perceived as his prior lack of commitment. Fans were left wondering what would happen to their love, though, since the couple chose not to be married. A few moments from their relationship over the years have been displayed, highlighting both their shared commitment and the difficulties they encounter. Chrissy has alluded to more significant problems without giving all the specifics. Despite speculations that they are committed, she has declared her love for Jim. Her desire to be married and become famous demonstrates a commitment that is difficult to overlook. But if she is thinking about moving on, her recent social media post raises the possibility that she is approaching a breaking point. It can be the outcome of unresolved problems that have harmed their relationship for an excessive amount of time. Chrissy admitted in a more recent interview that she had been content with their relationship for too long. Chrissy said she was pleased with their current relationship in a more recent interview. "Because there won't be any more disappointments, because there won't be any fresh expectations," she said. "My love life is solid. Everything feels familiar since we've been together for so long, yet it's not." My biggest concern, there's a note of resignation in her response, as if she's come to terms with the possibility that their romance won't end in marriage. Jim and Chrissy's relationship has been everything but simple. It has been full of deep emotional struggles, as well as intimate moments of affection. Their journey demonstrates the difficulties of love in the spotlight, regardless of their future choices. Chrissy is determined to put her personal happiness and well-being first as she and her boyfriend work through this difficult period in their lives. It's unclear whether Jim will intervene on her behalf or whether their long-term engagement will continue as a vow without a formal wedding. There has been ongoing speculation over why the couple hasn't been married, despite Chrissy's continued commitment to her personal development and welfare. Excuses range from commitment concerns to personal disputes, and the uncertainty of their futures further intensifies the already heated discussion. Chrissy's mysterious Instagram post that said, "You and I both know you will never ever find someone like me," added fuel to the fires. Nevertheless, good luck with your endeavors. Ow. By tomorrow, you must accept your spot. Many fans saw this note, whose sender is still unknown, as a sign that Jim might be hinting at friction in their relationship and that Chrissy might be ready to quit their long engagement, which is ultimately what keeps their relationship going, perhaps found in their love for one another, whether or not it satisfies social norms. Their story captivates the audience, who are eager to learn more about their relationship. They are learning to put their happiness first, individually and as a group, in an expectation-filled world as they deal with issues. The true measure of their love might be their ability to grow, adapt, and support one another through whatever comes their way. Christy and Jim serve as a reminder that relationships are about the experiences and transformations that come with the journey, not simply about getting there. Love, commitment, and personal growth are typical themes that many people can relate to, and their journey raises awareness of these topics. We hope that they will both have the clarity, understanding, and happiness they deserve in the future, in whatever form it takes, as they both accept this new stage of their lives. The emphasis should always be on what makes them content and fulfilled, regardless of whether they decide to get married or stay together. The world is closely observing Chrissy and Jim as they navigate this new chapter, hoping for clarity and happiness for both of them, regardless of the path they ultimately choose. The dynamics of their relationship shift over the course of the days, emphasizing the highs and lows that accompany being in love. Since the road to love is rarely a straight one, staying true to oneself while navigating the difficulties of a relationship can occasionally be the most important thing for people who are still on their trip. It reminds us that love isn't always simple. Even after years of dating and experiencing things together, every encounter and public appearance, aside from their disagreement with Mama, adds depth to the story they are crafting together. Joan serves as a continual reminder of both the value of family and social connections and the sometimes difficult nature of negotiating those waters. By learning from their accomplishments and failings, Jim and Chrissy have both grown as individuals throughout the years. They may be reflecting on their relationship and personal goals as they reflect on their time together. It's evident that Jim and Chrissy are both navigating these expectations differently, as discussions about marriage often reflect broader cultural norms. Their journey together has taught them a lot about communication, love, respect, and understanding. Given the stressful atmosphere created by expectations from the industry and the family fan base, it could be challenging to decide what is truly best for them. The complexity of contemporary partnerships, where conventional norms don't always coincide with individual readiness or desire, is demonstrated by their continued engagement.